Yo, what's up, exiles? Damn. Every time I figure out a new build, I'm like, this is the last build for me this league. And the next day, I got a new idea. They just keep coming. Most people are playing PoE1. I'm still grinding new builds in PoE2. There's just so much potential here. When I'm thinking about new builds, I often look at the core mechanics first. So far, we have explored Armor Explosion, Head of Chain, Ancestral Cry boosting slam and strike skills, Pirate's Mercy and Lightning Warp through Arc with Blood Mage, Aste is using it on Primal Strike and Head of Ice, and my last build Resonating Shield. These core mechanics are the foundation of build diversities, and this time we are still applying the Pirate's Mercy, Head of Thunder, and Lightning Warp mechanic, and we are turning water into gold again. Another underestimated skill, Armour Breaker. Almost everyone is using this skill only to break the boss's armor, certainly not for mapping. Just check the Prisma Diamond price. It's less than a divine, almost free. But I noticed one thing special about this skill. 40% more attack speed while dual wielding. If you take a look at every other mace skill, literally every skill that allows dual wielding gets a penalty. Either less attack speed or less damage. Armour Breaker is the only exception, the only skill that is getting a bonus out of it, and it's a lot of attack speed. Why? GGG must design this for a reason, and it's definitely meant for more than just breaking bosses' armor. You wouldn't need so much attack speed for that, right? And I'm gonna prove it in this build. Here's how this build works. Armour Breaker is a strike skill, only hitting one enemy at a time, but we can make it into an AoE skill through this passive Tribal Fury, and expand the AoE range through area of effect passives. Then we use two maces for dual wielding. One rare mace with a lot of lightning damage to shock and kill the first line of enemy, activating Herald of Thunder. Herald of Thunder will drop the enemy behind into low life without killing them because of Pirate's Mercy. And we use Mjolnir on the other hand, socketing Lightning Warp, warping to the low life enemy. And because of this sweet 40% more attack speed, we do not need to invest any attack speed on weapon or passive, and it still attacks super fast. So this build chains the Head of Thunder and Lightning Warp much faster than our last build, Resonating Shield. If you can't find or afford a good rare mace, a second Mjolnir is also a good option, socketing Snap and Arc to help with clearing. I found out that Snap gives much more lightning infusion than Lightning Warp because Snap consumes shock while Lightning Warp has to kill the enemy to generate a lightning infusion, and lightning infused arc is very strong. With that being said, a decent rare mace is still a better option, especially at juiced maps, higher damage for Armour Breaker and Lightning Herald, meaning killing monsters faster and feeding more energy to Mjolnir. For single target and boss, we have Shield Wall on weapon set 2, one-shot them all. Too bad I wasn't able to use Ancestral Cry in this build. I simply don't have passives to spare for Ancestral Cry on either weapon set, but we don't really need it to hit extra targets. It's already an AoE skill. Let's go through the skill gem real quick. Mjolnir was 2 Lightning Warps, bonus energy retention. We do not need this to kill, we just need it to travel. Armour Breaker, socketing Shock to guarantee shock, which will feed Lightning Bolt into Herald of Thunder. Innervate gives extra lightning damage because you're constantly killing and shocking the enemy. Innervate also gives extra damage to Herald of Thunder, all of your skills. Rage, we are stacking Rage in this build, so this will give a lot more extra damage. Rakiata's Flow, Defy. I use Defy instead of Atlui's Bleeding or Blood Magic because the attack speed of Armour Breaker is so fast. If you don't hit the enemies to leech your life back, the HP drains down real fast, so Defy is a better option here. Also, Defy makes the hits lucky and more damage. Shield War is our bossing skill. because we're breaking armor with Armour Breaker, so we invest a lot of physical damage on Shield War with Heft, Life Leech, Rage, Bleed, Utterly Bleeding. Herald of Thunder. We use Dallas Desire, we use Deadly Herald if you have this enough spirit. If you don't have that spirit, use Lightning Penetration, Elemental Damage, Elemental Damage, Elemental Damage, Piety's Mercy. Dallas Desire will give you 10% to quality, so you have 7 bolts, lightning bolts, and then you can get an 8th lightning bolts by corrupting this one to quality of 23. You get 3 more. You get Cunning Fox, 5 more quality, that's another 8, and then you only need 1 Fox rune for another 2. That'll give you another 10, and that'll give you 8 lightning bolts in total for your Herald of Thunder. Scavenge Plating gives you extra armor because we're constantly breaking armor. Wing Dancer, besides leech and physical damage, I also gave armor break and this one. So Wing Dancer will also feed into Scavenge Plating. Time of Need, Berserker, Infernal Cry, and Fortified Crying is for our Shield War for boss damage. One more thing about Armour Breaker, do not socket Armor Explosion on Armour Breaker. Do not do it. It does give you more damage, but Armor Explosion is only an attack skill. It's not a melee skill. It doesn't have the melee attack. So if you use this one on Armour Breaker, it's going to kill the enemy without feeding melee energy into your Mjolnir. And outside the range of Armour Breaker, we want to save all the enemies for Lightning Herald of Thunder to drop their HP to low without killing them, so we can warp to them. If you kill them with Armor Explosion, there will be nothing to warp to. And because we invest in a lot of area of attack, the Armor Explosion range is pretty big, so don't do this. Gears for a rare mace, get as much base damage as possible. If you get high tier lightning, is even better. Onslaught, attack skills, attack speed is not a must-have. Socket extra elemental damage. For Mjolnir, also extra elemental damage. And Viper Cap, armor, I changed to a high armor one. Rings, get flat landing damage. For Amulet, melee skills, life. I also socket this one. I allocated this one for melee strike range because Armor Break is a strike skill. Boots for movement speed, gloves for attack speed. Do not use Headhunter's Belt. There is a rare monster mod that disables Piety's Mercy for some reason. The Herald of Thunder is killing everything, even with Piety's Mercy socketed in. So that means no lightning warp. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but if that happens to you as well when you're wearing a Hunter's Belt, don't use it. Use a utility belt. It gives you more bonus from your rings. Yeah, the rest are just like this. Let's go through the passives. Passives for weapon set 1, we're using for mapping. This is a must-have, and the rest is a lot of attack, arrow of attack. You can get these 3 as well because you are striking them in close range. I got quite a few armor because we're no longer using a shield. We need a lot of defense, so I stack a little bit of armor. So this one, you do not need extra chaos damage. If you get something like this, it's very expensive. You only need 4% of extra lightning damage to help you with lightning. And if you only get extra lightning damage, it's actually relatively cheap. I think it's 10 divine, I think. And the other one you can get resistance, chaos resistance if you want. We're stacking a lot of rage in this one. It also gives you extra damage. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 20% extra lightning damage. pretty good. And the other ones, I tried to get all of these for attack damage. This one I use for map 1 because the ignite in this league drops my life way too fast. I hate ignite, so I do this. And also, if you only use these you only need these for mapping, and this one gives a lot of intelligence, which means the shared ones can invest a lot on other attributes like strength to give you more life. So that's pretty good. For Megalomaniac Diamond, I got the Cunning Fox and another Melee Strike range. If you can't find one to do this, you can use these to get the Cunning Fox if you want an extra lightning bolt for a Herald of Thunder. For weapon set 2, we use Shield War for boss damage or single target damage. So this one gives you a lot of defense with the shield and damage. This one also gives a lot of damage based on the armor on your shield. And the rest is a few attack speed, more damage against rare monster, unique monster. And also, because I'm using bleed, I got these magnitude of ailments. Our extra elemental damage also has fire, which will ignite the enemy, the boss. So these will also benefit. And if you have extra, you can also grab the magnitude of bleed over here and here. So that's the passives. For boss combo, it's really simple. You just break armor with Armour Breaker and then pop 2 war cries, pop 2 shield war, and then you can either use another war cry or you can pop the war with Armour Breaker. Either way, you're using your own skill to break the shield war, and if you use your own skill to break the shield war, doesn't matter what skill, it's gonna get extra damage. So that's it. This literally might be the last build I have for this league, because by the end of this week I'm gonna play a different game. Not Pass of Exile, it's the Chinese game, the wuxia game that comes out, where winds meet. The graphic looks awesome. I might play that one. But who knows, maybe if I have another idea, I'll update it. We're still over a month away from the next league. I hope a lot of these core mechanics get to stay, or something else. Maybe we get a new weapon, maybe we get the new lineage jewels. But I had a lot of fun with all these builds, and I love coming up with builds. It's what drives me. I don't play a single build for more than like a week. I always want to discover the builds. And sorry if some of these builds are expensive. I don't really do start market, because the market changes every day, and I don't really know the budget for the things for every build. A lot of these items, I have had them for a long time. Some of them are crafted, some of them are bought, and when I bought them, they were relatively cheap. So yeah, but we still have over a month, so I hope you get to enjoy these. Anyways, peace.